All right, you don't have a smoker? Well, if you have aluminum foil, what you do is you make a nice little pocket, put some holes in it, and you lift up your grate, and you put your little thing in there. A little pocket of love of mesquite is what I'm using. I don't know if you can see on the camera right now, but it is starting to smoke. You see it? It's starting to smoke. And after it starts smoking, I'm going to turn down the temperature a little bit. I don't know if you see there's fire down there. What I did was I just removed one of my grates here. I'm not cooking a whole lot. I'm just cooking what is it? 2 halves of chicken. The thighs, wing, all together, and just doing 2 halves of them. So it'll fit no problem on 1 half. Once this gets smoking pretty good, I'm going to go ahead and lay them on here. And I'm going to move the grate a little bit more over this one that I'm going to cook with. And I'm actually going to let it cook with indirect heat, almost kind of like what a smoker would generally do. So I'm not going to light this one or this one. I'm just going to use this little guy and this little guy. Probably going to be sitting at about 225, 250 as I slowly bring it up. Because again, I just want some smoke in there. I don't have a smoker, so this is what I'm doing. Again, I want a little bit more smoke than this. And just because you see billows of smoke, that doesn't mean that's a good thing. That's great and all, but you don't want to just be starting a fire here. You want to have a nice controlled little smoke pocket coming out. Otherwise, the smoke flavor is going to be way too intense and actually kind of ashy. You don't want that ash. So you don't want just to start a fire. You want kind of a smolder smoke. So I'm just waiting until I see what I like to introduce the chicken here. Then I'm going to tune down the temperature until it's about 225 here. And then I will not touch my knobs. And I'll show you later what happens. How it comes out. Alright, we are sitting at right about where I said 225, 250 is where I want it. I've got a little bit of a smoke here going. So I'm about ready to put the old chicken on. Here's my chicken. It's been marinating overnight. I've got 2 varieties here. There's two halves of chicken, so there's 2 full chickens here. So I'm going to go ahead and put them on. I'll show you right after how these turn out. I did make a little bit of a spice rub there that I'm going to put on just to crust it up a little bit. And after all said and done, the last bit is going to be finishing it off with some barbecue sauce. You don't put that on right away because then it's going to just burn. So I'm going to get it damn near ready to be like pulled off. And that's when I'm going to finish with the honey barbecue. All right, I'll throw it back on. I'll throw this on and I'll check back in. Here are my 2 different styles here. You can tell one was a little thicker. Nice, right? This was a thicker variety of the sauce that I marinated it with. I actually used a Simply Vinaigrette Ken's. I think it was like basil and garlic. I started with that, and then I put some spices in there, a combination of like paprika, cumin, salt, pepper. I'm probably forgetting other stuff, smoked paprika. And kind of did the same thing here. I'm going to add a little bit of this to the outer side of, this right here. Because, if you like the skin, you want some flavor. I'm just going to crust up nice. So I am I'm holding it a little high here. I don't want to go crazy close with it. But if somebody does want to eat the skin, it'll be nice and flavorful. Put a little bit more on this one, even though it thickened up a little bit. I'm getting it all over my phone. It's still smoking nice. And the hope is that this will nicely crust up as it slowly cooks. And obviously halfway through I'm probably going to have to switch these, because again I'm going to have to swap them, like this one to this and this one to that, because again I'm cooking on one burner here, or two really, because I don't want direct heat, I just want an indirect heat. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and let that cook. I'll check back in later. Just so you can see as it's cooking, you got nice smoke coming out of that. Again, nothing crazy, you don't want it to be like an open fire in there, but it is a beautiful smell right now, the mesquite coming out. I'm hovering right at the 250. I'm only about 10 minutes into after putting it on there, so I do not want to open it up and mess with it, because all that smoke that's in there is nicely flavoring the chicken. But just wanted to show you, after 10 minutes of it sitting here, I've got some good smoke going on here, and it just smells lovely. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Got to be patient, because I'm trying to cook it at that 250. Nothing quick. So that's what it looks like as it's smoking in the Weber. All right, so we are about 45 minutes in. I am cranking up the heat a little bit here, and it's still indirect heat. I am actually putting on this burner and that one, because I have the, hold on, Joe. It's got the chicken in the middle here, so indirect here, not really over the flame, because I don't want to burn it. But this is after 45 minutes here. The skin is getting nice and crispy. Can't see it here, but it is getting nice and crispy. Joe, please. Got some baked potatoes on there too. But now I'm going to finish it up a little quicker, because I got it slow at first, taking in some of that smoke, and now we're going to finish it off with a little quicker heat. So I'm getting it about 375, 400, up to 425. All right, we're getting pretty close to done now. I'm saying the 154 here, right? So I'm going to start lathering it up with some barbecue sauce. So that last 10 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and put some barbecue sauce on it now. So we got the little basting brush here, and put some barbecue sauce in here. Let's get a little closer here. And this is just to give it a nice glaze, because all the sugar in this is going to candy it up. Sam loves it this way, the wife. Not going to be shy with it. Be careful, buddy. It's hot back there. Ah! Okay.
Dad, I got you, Dad.
You did.
Yeah. And I'm wearing, and I'm not wearing Crocs, and I'm just having baby time. I'm just having baby time.
It's just a nice way to finish it. Got all the flavor from the marinating. Nice flavor from the smoke. Now we're just going to finish it off with a kiss of barbecue sauce. Some people don't care for it, but if you don't care for it, then take off the skin. Skin's nice and crispy too. Not charred. because the indirect heat keeps it from charring. And I never even actually switched it, the sides of the chicken, like from one side of the grill to the other, because I wound up turning on the other burner, so they started cooking evenly from one side to the other. Starting to sprinkle outside, so it's pretty much telling me it's almost time to go in. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be good though. I mean, honestly, not bad for having a grill, right? I don't have a smoker. That's a little indirect heat, a little smoke packet.
Hey, Mommy and Dad. Mommy.
And we're gonna let it finish off this way. I will show you what it looks like afterward. All right. That's it. All right, I'll show you after. All right, we are ready to pull. I did go ahead and do some meat stabbing thermometer. Got a couple opinions from, the leg, the thigh area, the breast. And all four are looking good. I don't want to keep on poking and prodding because that's going to let all the juice out. The baked potatoes are good too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them right on out. I never flip these at all because it's still bone in, so I'm not too worried about the other side overcooking or anything. Let's try to get this without trying to get how juicy that is. Without trying to get the the nice goodness off. I don't want to rip the skin off by trying to pull this. But look at that. That is looking beautiful. Then this one's a little darker because I actually have some chili in the rub that I had earlier that I said I marinated it with. I put some chili powder in this one. That's why it's a little darker, a little spicy. I think I actually put like a cinnamon chipotle as well. This is a cinnamon chipotle. I put some chili in there, and that's why that one's a little darker. But yeah, the skin is nice and crispy. I don't know if you can see it, but under it, it's juicy as hell. The chicken, you can already see it getting juicy there. Let's go ahead and pull the baked potato. I'm going to carry them on up, so let me move the chicken. I'm going to carry them up to the house, so let's put them in between to stop the rolling. And I'll put the third one over here. And we're going inside. But I'm going to let this cool down. I'm going to go ahead and actually clean this up as it's still hot. But I'm going to let this cool down before I actually move it anywhere, because you do want to make sure that the fire is actually out. You don't want to throw it in the garbage right away, because it could actually be, burning wood in there, smoldering wood. So let it cool off completely. I'm going to rip it off the next time I grill, pretty much. Start fresh again. But that's it. That is the final. That's the final look right there. Total time was about an hour and 45 minutes. I know it takes a lot longer than you would normally prepare chicken, but if you want these good results, sometimes it takes that time. And then, of course, again, I did the marinating overnight. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I know I am going to.